Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of September 1st, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed, MGT.
I'm Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer. West Group of Forces. This group improved tactical positions and inflicted substantial losses on the Ukrainian 44th and 115th Mechanized Brigades and other units in the Kharkiv region and Donetsk People's Republic. They successfully repelled multiple counterattacks and destroyed significant artillery assets and electronic warfare stations.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast, where we dissect military strategies and frontline updates. Joining us today is Colonel AUC Oguntoye to discuss the latest on the special military operation by the Russian Armed Forces. Colonel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's important to communicate our operational progress clearly.
Colonel, let's begin with the North Group of Forces. Can you update us on their recent operations?
In the Volchansk and Liptsov directions, our forces have been actively engaged against the Ukrainian 82nd and 92nd Airborne Assault Brigades. We've successfully inflicted significant losses, including 30 servicemen, a tank, and several artillery assets.
That sounds like a decisive engagement. Moving west, what can you tell us about the activities of the West Group of Forces?
The West Group has improved their tactical positioning and successfully engaged multiple Ukrainian brigades. Just recently, they repelled 4 counterattacks and inflicted heavy losses, including 510 Ukrainian servicemen and various pieces of military hardware, such as tanks and artillery units.
What about the Southern Group's progress?
The Southern Group has made significant advancements, notably liberating the settlement of Vyemka. They've effectively countered assaults from several Ukrainian brigades, leading to the loss of 660 Ukrainian troops and the destruction of key artillery and vehicles.
And how are things faring with the Center Group of Forces?
The Center Group continues to push deeply into enemy defenses. They've liberated the settlement of Tiki and decisively defeated multiple Ukrainian brigades. Their actions repelled 8 counterattacks and resulted in substantial enemy losses, including tanks and artillery.
With regards to the East Group of Forces, what updates can you provide?
In the east, our forces have improved their positions significantly, particularly around Vodyanoye and Novokrenka. They successfully repelled a counterattack by the Ukrainian 72nd Mechanized Brigade, resulting in over 100 Ukrainian soldiers lost, alongside significant hardware.
Could you discuss the impact of air and artillery strikes throughout these operations?
Our operational tactical aviation, UAVs, and artillery have been very effective, targeting enemy positions across multiple districts. This includes striking key infrastructure like UAV assembly workshops and a critical missile launcher, which has considerably degraded the enemy's operational capabilities.
Lastly, Colonel, with all these operations underway, how effective have your air defense systems been?
Our air defenses have performed exceptionally, downing multiple aerial threats, including advanced HIMARS and French-made Hammer rockets. This has been crucial in maintaining our operational momentum and safeguarding our troops.
Finally, Colonel, a curious situation is developing near Nevelskoye. There, due to the advance of Russian troops through Karlovka and towards Selidovo, several large formations are stuck.
Nevelskoye. In some Ukrainian units inside the Nevelskoye pocket, they came up with the name themselves. A real panic is beginning. Some are gradually beginning to understand that it will be difficult to get out of the fire pocket. In general, the configuration of the front line in this area repeats the Artemovsk fire pocket. Then, the Ukrainian troops were also squeezed from the flanks and were leaving through a small corridor. The only difference now is that at that time there were not so many drones, shells, and fabs as there are now. Among those who are threatened by the cauldron are units of the 117th Troops Brigade, the 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade, the 78th ASR Gerts, the 108th Mechanized Brigade, and a couple of UAV units.
What else is important to understand about the Kursk operation?
Apparently, the Ukrainian armed forces are not abandoning the plan to fill the Kursk region with their reserves. The only problem is that now these reserves cannot be pulled out covertly, quickly, and safely. Trucks and equipment are not light armored vehicles that can be used to cross the border. Such things need to be transported in a column. And a column is always the primary target.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
It's important to keep the public informed. Thank you for providing this platform. The UN condemns Israel for wreaking enormous destruction in the Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank as Israeli forces continue to lay siege to the area, leaving Palestinian residents without access to food, water, electricity, and the internet. Palestinian health officials said a real ceasefire is needed in the Gaza Strip for a polio vaccination campaign to succeed as Israel continued to pound the enclave, killing at least 61 people in the past 24 hours.